Waiting for it to start. Hopefully I don't choke. Oh, we're going. Now I'm congested. Fantastic. Go to breathe instantly and my nose just says, yeah, I'm not going to work with you now. Greetings, everyone, coming into the chat. FNGR here. Still sick. I thought I was getting over it. I'm joined by Buttons, Coyote Lovely. Hi. Don't talk too much, and if you freak out, this is going to be... Yeah, we're definitely doing a trigger warning today, class. It's going to be stiff. Hi. Coyote Lovely, the elf, and Step until he gets home. He won't probably be talking for a bit. So, you know what? And I'm actually going to show some common sense for once today and not put this one in the rift. Just this once. Because I've been pushing my luck over there.
When was the last time you took your medicine? Maybe that's why you're stuffed up again.
Well, it said 24 hours on whatever the hell I took, so... And I don't want to start...
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Sudafed, and since that's the base for methamphetamine, I'm not going to start taking that on a regular basis. Okay, let's see. Yeah? Hello, Iron Waffle. Yes?
This just in. The elf hates drug addicts.
Indeed. Wonderful. So, saying hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, Iron Waffle, Tio Vella, Umbrella Dragon, Smells Like Broken here, and Kayla Simmons. You're all fine people, except you, Kayla. No, you're fine.
Hey, Kayla. We haven't seen you around in the room lately. What's up?
Dude.
Yeah, I hope you're doing okay.
I miss my personal punching bag.
Oh, indeed. Alright, so let's go to my script here. So I actually have this out here. I guess I'll screen share while I'm at it, since I'm learning a little bit here along the way. Nobody make fun of my shit grammar.
I will exactly make fun of your shit grammar. Learn English, Anthony.
Yeah, these links are naturally down below. This is FNGR. I managed to click a link at the beginning. A man was arrested for an incident for images after turning his gravy-covered computer into a Best Buy Geek Squad. Now, if Bernie Inspector were here, and I wrote this in here with him in mind, he will tell you that FNGR, aka Anthony Aguilar, can go around or two and tell you about Best Buy and their lovely, amazing service. Unfortunately, he's not, so you'll just have to take my word for it. I have
one question.
Go ahead.
Why the fuck was his computer covered in gravy?
That's I'll get to my speculation about that in a minute. But yeah, no, I've been rather fluent in Best Buy, whether it be my GTX 2070 graphics card or my Acer laptop or my Alien desktop down in the basement, and so forth and so on. I've had my share of experiences with Best Buy. Yeah. When I heard about the police and the computer, I was like, oh, maybe things just got heated. Maybe somebody got into a punching match with, one of the lovely, amazing staff members at Best Buy. On the other hand, it is also possible, one sec. My crap grammar here. Yeah, no, I already got that part here. Well, you could stop worrying about metaphoricals. The gentleman's question, his name is Robert Leo Watson. Let's see if I can get the right one here pulled up so you guys aren't completely lost. I'm reading this off. It's the fine guy here. Feel free. I feel like they probably, maybe banged his head on the police door on the way in when they're probably getting him. I don't know. Maybe that's a birthmark. It'd be awfully coincidental.
Honestly, in this case, I am for police brutality.
Yes. 54, he allegedly took his computer to Geek Squad at Best Buy Des Moines. Am I even pronouncing that right?
Des Moines. That's
Des Moines,
Iowa.
Yeah, there's going to be two stories here. One's in Des Moines and the other will be in Florida.
Florida man arrested.
Oh yeah, no, the 12 Florida men. Well, 11 Florida men and 1 woman. We have a couple today. We'll be covering our first couple in pedophilia on, FNGR's channel for a change. He purchased the computer and requested the Geek Squad copy his old files onto his new device. The Geek Squad, the chain tech service, normally covered every issue from a grandparent setting up an iCloud account to a person now hoping to install a home theater instead alerted the authorities after they discovered what alleged to be child porn. Now, as per Polk County inmates' listings, the man faces 9 charges of purchase and possession of depictions of minors. Depictions? Is that drawings?
That would be presumed.
My word, did we get somebody caught for lolicon?
Oh my god.
My word, there's something to look into, guys.
I also know that a depiction could be if it's not inherently sexual, like with the gymnastics mom, but it can be taken as that's why he had it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we'll have to. Well, I guess there's no way you're gonna find those images, anyways, unless there's someone going in. Police in Des Moines collected both Watson's old computer covered in gravy and his new computer, according to the complaint, which was filed late April. According to the police, Watson described several images on the device, some of which he admitted to be saved as 13-year-old and 14. He named the files 13-year-old and 14-year-old. What a dumbass.
That's how Best Buy found them.
Yeah. I must have copy-pasted this when I'm sitting there reading this off. I'm like, how the fuck did they sit there and... Oh, okay, now that makes sense now. If I don't know, if I were going through, what's this file that says 13-year-old? Hey, boss, should we look at this?
People's
You want
fucking
overtime
idiocy.
today? I just might want overtime today. All right, I'm going to have to call the police now. Watson remains in Polk County under a bond of $50,000 cash. He is due to appear in court on May 10th. Well, and here's my response to the yell from earlier. Well, I guess that really wasn't gravy now, was it?
I really hope it was.
Wait, I don't get it.
Of course not.
I'll explain it to you in PMs.
He looks like somebody clocked his shit.
You know, when you look at him, if it's what I think it is, anyone else picturing it's some big, thick country steak-looking gravy?
I pictured like white
Does
gravy.
anybody else notice that he's wearing like a shirt from like fucking Steve from Blue's Clues?
Yeah, I just noticed that. I was actually gonna say that.
Okay, so, and in the original article...
So Buttons look in PMs.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
explain it.
I came across...
Oh.
Now, obviously, I'm not going to play the video here, because I don't feel like getting claimed and having to fight with the news. There were 12 people who just got released or arrested in an unrelated story. Well, same topic, different people, different state. And I felt like sharing it with the rest of the class, or the channel, if you will, because I wanted to show people what it takes to get arrested for crap like this. By the way, bronies, if you're into really weird shit, apparently don't bother with gravy, I guess. That's that little moral of that story.
But I like biscuits and gravy, Anthony.
Well, you're not doing anything illegal to the best of my knowledge, Elf, are you?
No, I'm not.
Well, there you go. I found
It's
out...
like, yeah, nothing you can prove.
Yeah. I found out some other interesting facts when I was looking into the second link. Something along the lines that child porn crimes have gone up in the last 8 years. 200% in the last 10 years. The number of men who have gone to prison has gone up 7-fold, and the FBI states that this is directly related to the internet. Well, duh. There isn't a week goes by where someone isn't arrested as a child pornographer who isn't charged and sentenced. Sorry, a bit congested still. Again, there's a video alongside this article. I'm going to start moving the timestamp so I can get the image of the guy I'll be talking about. There we go.
Jesus, he looks ugh.
Oh yeah. Move this. Oh.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to... Oh, I know what I could do. I could capture the screen I'll just save it up there so I can read off my script while I'm doing this.
Okay.
Yeah, not a problem. Save 1. Where's OBS? Browse. There we go.
Next time a block number calls, you say, "This is Jim's whorehouse. You got the dough, we got the hoe."
Okay, what's that about? See how that looks. Yeah, perfect. Wonderful. Get rid of that. Oh, what the hell? It was working. Good enough. All right. The first man on the docket here, this is from the article 12 People Arrested in Polk County, Florida for a child porn sting. This is Jerome Lingfelter, 54. He was charged with 5 counts of possession of child pornography. He is currently out on bond. Back in 1989, he was arrested for felony sexual offenses against a child for sitting in a parking lot watching children while their parents were still in attention of the children and pleasuring himself.
Oh, God.
The charge was reduced down to a misdemeanor. I didn't actually get the amount of time that he served. Of the 5 accounts of the children, he's being alleged their ages vary from 6 to 12, and his total bond... Sorry, congested still. His total bond, which was posted, was $25,000. Pro tip for parents, try and keep your eyes on your kids as much as possible, even when you're putting your groceries away in the parking lot. Naturally, links down below. Now, let me move over to Mark Aaron Bertsky. One sec.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I told you this was going to be heavy. Shit. 230.
So buttons, pedophile murder spree later?
Hell yeah.
Bloody Swath. That's what we call it in D&D. So Bloody Swath? Yeah, Bloody Swath. Who needs diplomacy?
I think what sickens me is they released him after it was, pretty clear he had sexual offense with a child.
Well,
he was still let back into society.
Yeah, my stance on that is all pedophiles should get the most severe sentence they possibly can.
I understand that too, but generally you have to understand the court's standing is innocent till proven guilty. I don't know all the facts in there, and they gave him an opportunity to post bond. By the way, the couple we get to both didn't make bond.
Good.
Indeed. Let's see, for Mark Aaron Bursky. It's the gentleman on screen here. Let's just make sure that it's showing up. Yes, perfect.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Mix bread and alcohol and you get beer.
When caught, he stated his reasoning for viewing child porn was because he had a strong desire to have sex with kids. And
that's up front.
He thought that child pornography would be a healthy alternative. He faces 1 count of child porn and 1 count of promotion of child porn. I actually looked up charges for promotion of child porn because I wasn't absolutely sure what that is. It's basically distribution. It's considered a more serious charge than simply having mere possession. The statute I found was Texas, so if your state is different, yeah, I know. If anyone's being a stickler, Anthony, you could have at least looked up Florida. Yeah, I could have. I'm gonna wait for the phone to stop ringing.
I don't hear it ringing.
Oh, good.
I don't hear it either.
Well, if you guys don't hear it, then fuck it. Oh, you know what? I'll actually include the statute here in the description.
I could look up the statute of Florida while you're doing that.
Texas statute. It's underneath the Twitter posts. Up.
Of distributed.
As I read and understand it, the possession and intent to promote is all that is required to make the charge. Naturally, I am not a lawyer, and take what I have to say with a grain of salt. That's actually rather interesting, because I kept hearing a lot of people talk about when we would get into arguments about tune. I was like, well, he clearly has intent. And they're like, well, it's not necessarily illegal that he intended to molest the kid. It seems to be the counter-argument. But for at least promotion, intent is all that's required. And possession.
It doesn't say anything about distribution within the article I'm reading. It just says possession.
Well, I don't have that one in front of me. Could you throw me a link?
Yeah. There's Skype. Okay.
Yep.
There it is. All right, I put it in the room.
All right, I'm waiting for it to load. So, is your laptop now collecting dust now that you have supercomputer, or what?
No, I'm just transferring my files over to it, and I still use it from time to time for drawing.
I was about to say, that's what its original legacy was, sitting in the corner collecting dust. I was like, I have a good desktop, a good laptop, I ain't touching this turd ever again. Alright, looking at the buttons thing here. Child pornography, criminal offenses in Florida, federal crimes for possession. I'm looking at for promotion. Do you have that on there?
I know. I was looking for promotion, and I couldn't seem to find it, so I'm wondering if they have that.
Yeah, it's like potential defenses, possession of. That's interesting. Many child pornographer cases are based on the search and seizure of computers. Adult depictions is based on the images being that of a child if the picture is accurately depicting a person of the age of 18 or older at the time of the image was created. It's not been met. I'm confused by this one.
Basically, if there's an image of someone who looks underage, but they're actually an adult.
I don't see why that even needs to be an exception. That should be a no shit Sherlock.
Yeah, I know.
Not in knowing possession. No, I'm glad to see that that's actually in there. You downloaded a mass bunch of links or something like that, and something really wrong got in there. Let's say someone really dickish was getting fired at Humble Bundle and decided to package a couple of things along as a good fuck you on the way out.
Good faith destruction reporting. I remember the police officer telling me about this when we were trying to handle that thing behind the scenes one time.
Yeah, I don't see anything specifically. Yeah, there's a reason why I specifically used the example I did buttons for what was it called? Promotion, is because I could only find that example. Back onto Mark Aaron Bertsky went on to tell the police that when he became angry with his customers, not necessarily his, those customers, but his other job, he would download rage rape videos. They felt it prudent to include that, so I thought I would do the same. 333. There we go. Good thing Rocky's not here, because the next gentleman is black. And save image 3. And we'll pull that up in a minute. Browse. Okay.
The second guy looks like he cries when he comes.
Okay. Do you know a lot of guys like that, Elf?
No.
Okay.
That was very oddly specific.
Yeah. Do you read some very interesting hentai, Elf, that you have an opinion of men who cry? Well, I'm going to stop. Anyways, Johnny Emmons Jr., 27, who is a registered sex offender previously. He was originally arrested back in 2015 for possession of child pornography, where he got 2 years in prison. He was out on 2 years probation, and now he's back in. He's charged with 41 counts of possession of child pornography and 1 count of violation of probation, which I guess is just, whatever at this point. Fun tip, John Emmons used his neighbor's Wi-Fi to download his child pornography, so I hope you guys are password protecting your Wi-Fis. They actually didn't go into culpability on that, on being careless, but since we didn't hear about anyone getting arrested for having their Wi-Fi unprotected, I'm going to assume that they aren't in trouble.
Well, I mean, they weren't the ones downloading it.
I'm sure they might have had to talk to the police in a very most uncomfortable. Hey, could you explain why this is at your IP address? And they did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then they can be like, oh, our Wi-Fi isn't password protected, probably when the neighbors was using it.
Indeed.
Always protect your Wi-Fi.
Yes, always put passwords on your Wi-Fi.
Okay, let's get to the next guy.
I thought it was automatically protected by a password.
Not all of them.
Could be the prudent way to do it. 433. Ooh, this guy has a very stud face. View image.
It looks very punchable.
Oh yeah, I'm screen sharing. I was like, wait till you guys see it. Oh, you guys could see it already. Good.
It looks very punchable.
The creepiest
It's the
one so
fourth.
far. I love the. I got the best picture of the cop.
Mugshot, the guy's expression, he honestly looks like he might have
He's
just
just-
himself a little bit.
No, he's just like, of course it's you. Of course it's you.
It looks like he's puckering up as he. I don't even. No comment. Moving along. Jesse Whitehead, 44. He watched child porn featuring kids as low as 10 years old. He is currently facing 76 counts of possession, 1 count of promotion. Jesse White is currently a Taco Bell assistant manager. If that sounds completely unrelated, the cop brought it up, so I felt like sharing it with everyone too. I wanted to mention something here.
Oh shit! And only stoners go there.
Yeah, I don't like Taco Bell either. There was a furry whose boyfriend got nicked because their excuse was that they were dating someone when they were both younger, and that's how he got nicked, because they were passing nudes back and forth. I'm not going to mention the names. I think the dog opinion. Yeah, whoops, I'm an idiot. But they addressed that whole thing.
Good job.
But they brought up, if it shows up in your cache in multiple layers on your computer, that's an extra account. So when someone says 76 accounts, maybe half or a third of that, it's probably closer to how much they actually had.
Jesus.
Yeah. But that's curious, though, when I see those guys who got that one count. You know what? I'm going to assume they tried scrubbing their computer out, and they left one on there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Let's get to 514. Ew.
Ew.
Woo! We've
Oh,
got.
he looks like.
I think we got our winner. We're not doing creepier than this guy. Oh boy, kids.
It's like a spin the wheel of fortune game.
You've heard the term. We've all heard the term mongoloid. I think we've really hit what that looks like.
He's that guy who will try to sell you ice cream out of the back of his windowless van.
Quite
You know,
literally.
you're not wrong.
Not in any way, shape.
What's up?
Hey, hateful.
Hey, hateful. I'm just going off of reading off 2 news articles of there's a child porn ring that got arrested, and I was going through on each person. Let's see. We will.
I'll go back up. It's Timothy Cottenham.
Indeed. Timothy Cottenham, 32. His preference went as low as 2 years of age. He is charged with 100 counts of possession of child pornography.
I want to know what sick fucking person would even have made that amount of child pornography for that fucking age. That's disgusting.
That had to be
Well, that
somebody's
was
kid.
his preference for as low as he goes, right?
Oh, I spoiler. I wrote this down at the end. They were not able to get a hold of or find any of the kids who were the victims of the child pornography. None.
That's kind of scary.
Mm.
It makes you wonder if they're alive.
You know, I wasn't going to tell you that, but that's where my mind went, and I was like, well, if you can't find any of them...
Well,
Same here.
where my mind went to, this is kind of reminding, like, just how the way you're telling this. I was watching one of Medicare's streams, and it was that one about that guy that killed his kids or whatever because one of them found out that he made videos of him eating shit.
Yep. Well, there's a little bit of a difference. His kid kind of was tried blackmailing
Yeah, it
him.
was like, hey, Dad, can you get... I'm blackmailing you right now. Don't kill me.
I can do you one better. I would have to go looking on YouTube, but there was a story of this man, and it was a couple of years ago, and there was a family, and the grandparents and the little boy of the family were essentially kidnapped by this man who was a friendly friend of for a very long time. And the little boy, I believe, was 5 years old, and in the end they found that the little boy and the grandparents' bones were burned in his backyard. He had like a farm of acres, and he also made them sex slaves before he killed them, all three victims.
God damn.
Yeah, no, it was brutal shit. There was a lot of torture,
Now,
a lot.
I feel a little bad for the next one, because this kid's 18, and he's pretty royally fucked at this point. Or 18.
He should have.
Yeah, no, Jesus. Well, kid, you made your bones.
Yeah, this is you wanted to be an adult. Well, you
Yeah.
got to face the consequences.
So this is Brooklyn Childs, ironic. He downloaded child porn of infants, that's babies. He's charged with 3 counts of possession of child pornography and 1 count of promotion of child pornography.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fucked up.
Your parents must be proud of you. Congratulations, you sure made the family proud.
Well,
I
again,
I
look,
heard
I know it's
18.
absolutely horrifying, but when you're looking at all these old ancient men, you could be like, no, you all knew what you're doing. For the 18-year-old, I'm like, oh, Jesus, kid, you fucking retard.
When I heard 18, my mind went to, okay, maybe he happened to start dating someone who was like a year younger than them and they sent nudes. But no, infants, yeah, no, he's fucked. He very well knew what he was fucking doing.
That's disgusting. Makes you wonder how long he's been doing it, even before he was 18.
Well, I did warn you before we got going, Buttons. I was like, this is...
I'm not like feeling sick or want to cry or anything. I'm just shaking my head at these damn people. I think I'm too sick to be upset.
we got another beauty queen.
Why
He's
the fuck
another
does he have a?
one-ass
Why the
man.
fuck does he have? Why the fuck does he have a pouty lip?
Because he's just so pouty that he got caught.
Aw, boo boo.
I think he was just like when they arrested him, Anthony. He was just so high off his ass. He thought he was posing for the next Vogue magazine.
Oh my god, I just realized the 18-year-old, like how the 18-year-old's hair was kind of vaguely reminded me of my best friend, but they don't actually look anything like her.
Oh Jesus! I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a chick at first.
All right, so Owen... I noticed that a little bit, too. Owen David Yates, 42, is charged with 4 counts of possession of child pornography and 8 count of promotion of child pornography. Sorry, super congested. He viewed content where the victims were as low as 4.
Kill him now.
What I want to
Mustard
know
gas
is
to
how
the
they found
face.
all these people at once.
I don't know how child porn rings work.
Do you think like they were distributing to each other? Because I'm noticing each of these people have a count of possession and promotion. So I'm wondering if they found the ring because they found, okay, this person gave this person, they gave this person, they gave this person.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Maybe that was going on.
Here we go. Can you guess what this guy did for a living?
Child porn?
Doctor.
Oh.
I was going to say he worked in the morgue.
That's what always killed me about Mad Plushie's retarded video. He was like, oh, you could tell that there's certain standard. I was like, look, maybe for most of these guys.
He's kind of with the stereotype, but I'm not going to shit talk him further because that's next, and that's a bad combo.
You've been in the hospital enough to shit talk doctors. Just don't call anyone specifically a pedophile, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, no, definitely
Yeah,
not.
legal distinction here, class. If you say all doctors are pedophiles, you are legally A-OK. Now, when you say specifically Doctor A, B, or C, D by name, that's where you get yourself in trouble. And by the way, doctors probably will have the money to sue you.
Yeah, I don't think I would call them pedophiles in my case. I think I just call them shitheads.
Yeah. Anyways, back to it. Dr. Brian Berkey. I did some looking into this. I remember turning to Leo, but I managed to find everything I needed. He is a PhD. He has taught nuclear engineering and is a tech consultant. He was originally arrested, 9 counts of child pornography and bonded out upon completion of the investigation of his computer. He was rearrested for 300 counts of child pornography. His bond soared up to $690,000. He did make bond yet again. I felt a bit more curious about Dr. Berkeley. I think, I'll include this link down below.
600.
Yeah.
300 counts of child pornography?
Yeah. Well, again, probably half that. Dr. I've already got this link in the description, presumably.
That's still like
That's still a lot.
It's still a lot.
Too many things of child porn.
Maybe he has multiple hard drives. I don't know. Fucking Dr. Berkeley is currently on administrative leave and has no priors. Congratulations. What a great way for you to start at 61. Is the executive director for public and environmental health research at the Florida Industrial and Phosphate Research Institute in Bartow. Yes. Now,
now,
go ahead.
if he's so old, how old do you think those pictures of the kids are?
That's a frightening thought.
I don't quite follow what you mean.
So, if he's so old and he's a pedophile, let's presume that he's been collecting his collection for a long time.
Oh, the number! Yeah, that's a good point.
By now,
I think
doing that, at least 2 of those kids are going to be 18 at least.
I think, well, again, none of these kids have been found, Alf. None of the kids in any of these cases could be identified or found, which means they likely were part of a child sex ring or kidnapped or killed or some dark web shit.
I'm thinking either they were
or they could have been
kidnapped and used for sex trafficking, because that does happen.
Yeah.
Or it was because if this is a ring and this is one really old fucking dude in there, what if he got a lot of these pictures throughout his time and just shared it to everyone else, and because of how old the pictures are, this is all speculation.
Oh, you think he's the source 18. Because he has the mass number, right?
Yeah.
That's good work, detective, as Brody Inspector would say. I didn't even think
that is
about
actually.
That. But that
would mean
that's really fucking retarded. Did he get? Let's see. Did he get caught for distribution? Let's see. Engineering 9 counts and bonded. It doesn't list him as that, but
Well, go to the possession of child pornography. So
here, I know I got his own article up here. If I could find.
Yeah.
There we are.
Okay.
Lakeman charged with possession of child porn. Warning information may be hard to read. 61-year-old. This is the guy arrested, charged for actually. Let me mute this screen so I could share the right one with the class. There we go. Boom. David Berkey, 61, research executive with ties to Florida institution, placed administrative leave, no priors, Polk County stories, missing. What's this? For missing exploited children, were associated with an IP address at 6110 Pennsylvania Drive.
Peninsula
Drive. Detectives found images portraying nude children between the ages of 2 and 11 in sexually lewd engaging poses with such other and engaging in sex acts, officials said. Berkeley, who is an executive director for public and environmental health research at the Florida Institute of, we've already done this whole part scrolling down, 9 counts. Yeah, it's doesn't, I don't think it has the latest update on here. While speaking to the media, Case Judd said that most of Berkeley's activity took place between November 2018 and 2019. Well, it says most, so that doesn't rule out Elf's theory that he's been doing this for a while. He made incriminating statements. That is really weird, though. Why would someone at age 59, 60, just going, well, I'm going to start looking at child porn now?
Yeah.
That is
Well,
very
one thing
strange.
he could have been having was throughout the years having different computers, and just
Yeah.
whenever he would upgrade from a new computer, he just wouldn't transfer over his porn.
Well, a hard
I have
drive.
another. I have another.
Yeah, hard drives are like $60, maybe every year he just tosses one.
Yeah, I have another slightly disturbing theory. What kind of doctor did they say he was?
I don't believe.
Yeah, I was worried about that too.
Was he a pediatrician at all? Maybe.
I didn't immediately think about that until you specifically said PhD, well-known, respected in the community, CEO position. Doctorate, environmental health.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't believe so.
He was an Earth doctor.
Yes, he was a hippie.
Fuck.
All right. That was going to be a theory, but
All right.
blank. Yeah, and then it's the top one, I believe.
There we go. We're finally at the first half of the couple. Katie Butler, 30. She has 40 counts of child pornography found on her cell phone.
Fuck.
He better not have been a mother.
I don't
That's all I'm saying.
Well, they didn't say that. Let's see. Let me go look up. Let's see. 751.
Geek Squad, I think. No, Geek Squad.
All right, this one.
Other one. Between the YouTube
There we
and
go.
Twitter.
We got it. You're right. There we go.
Ugh. The police officer
You
looks
just-
so.
You just have to know by how he's holding himself in that picture that he's one of those violent, probably alcoholic douchebags.
Oh yeah, he's probably one of those guys who doesn't regret what he did.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying from like his facial expression.
I
Like,
know
he's-
someone in real life like that, so I can tell immediately what that face says.
Same.
Jesse Butler, 29, is charged with 1 count of possession of child pornography and 1 count of transmission of child pornography, possession of a controlled substance, and 1 possession of paraphernalia. One could speculate. Jess is still in prison on $20,000 bond, and his wife, who is on $200,000 bond, is also still in prison.
Good.
854.
I would assume that those were the actual, their kids, which is why their sentence is so severe.
Well, I mean, it doesn't state that they're a parent.
Hmm.
If they were,
Has to
they
be
probably would have mentioned that.
It has to be a child that they knew, because usually the charge is more severe. I've noticed when watching the news if it's someone they were personally attributed to.
Wait, you're
Yeah.
assuming this is all for the same kid?
I would assume, or children, depending on how many there were.
Yeah, I saw that many images. I assumed it was multiple kids.
It could have been like,
A family or something.
yeah, it could have been like a group of family or something that had been like groomed. Because I have heard stories of this, of like pedophiles will try to groom families that are pregnant to try to allow the pedophile to take advantage of their child, and the family be perfectly okay with it.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe they were like, there were children that were neighbors that were trusted to be babysat by them or something.
Now he looks punchable. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Richard Parr.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Congestion's really kicking my ass. Richard Parr is a former firefighter who is resigned upon his arrest. He is out on bond. He is charged with 22 counts of possession of child pornography, and his computer is being reviewed. Again, I said this earlier, none of the children used for the child porn have been located. I looked at this article now and again to see what it takes for somebody to be arrested. I've already talked to that. Open the floor up for discussion for anyone in the call or in the stream for anyone's thoughts on this.
So, with the kids not being located, what I think it is possibly some of them were sex trafficked kids that are out of country. Because that does happen a lot. And maybe a good number of the other kids were all super young. And, or not super young, but, well, some of them were super young, but their pictures and or videos were taken so long ago that now they've aged up to a point where they're over 18.
I would assume, usually in these types of cases, I've seen a lot of videos, like, I watch a lot of horror story videos on YouTube, like creepypastas and dark web and shit, and, there would be videos of people, and it would talk about the child sex shit. Like this was on the dark web, and it's talked about in a lot of horror story people, YouTubers like Chills YT and such, called Daisy's Destruction. Daisy's Destruction was a child sex ring in the Philippines by a man. He was originally supposed to be arrested in, I believe, Australia, and escaped to the Philippines and started a child sex and torture ring upon a red room. A red room is kind of, it's a live stream broadcasted torture of any kind that people pay to view on the dark web. And Daisy's Destruction was a specific type that was child torture and sexual abuse and shit. And unfortunately, I don't think Daisy survived, if I'm correct, and his wife even, or girlfriend, was also a child herself and a victim. And these children, a lot of them died in the process of what he was doing.
Torture porn.
Yeah.
Torture porn is just fucked in general, 1. 2, yeah, that might have been happening. That's a part of, like, sex trafficking as well.
Usually what they do is they I've seen the pattern of, when I would watch videos of like about creepypastas and people be like disturbing things found on the dark web. Usually these stories end in the children dying. One specific website was called Dead Girls, and it was just pictures of girls ages 7 to 16, and their bodies would be dead and take photographs of, and they would be very mutilated. And usually people piece together by the photos and locations they were locals. It took place in Montana.
Yeah. There's a lot of really fucked up shit. Like, I've heard stories before of people who come to America on a visa, find someone, impregnate them, marry them, and then, or at least just impregnate them. Then once their baby is born, they'll try to basically kidnap the baby and possibly the mother as well to take them originally to their home country for sex trafficking purposes.
That never even occurred to me it'd be from somewhere outside of the United States, but I guess that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I was just telling people about one specific child sex ring that was on the news, and a well talked about story from the dark web and shit for child sex rings called Daisy's Destruction. I basically watch YouTubers about like scary stories, urban myths, and legends, and sometimes we'll talk about like dark web shit in red rooms. And one of them was a child sex ring called Daisy's Destruction, and the guy got arrested. I'm not sure if he's on bond or anything. You could probably look up more details on it. It would be a very easy Google search because it's pretty well known.
Well, you'll have to forgive me if I don't want that one in my search engine.
No, it's not like the actual thing. It's like the report of the news article and shit.
Yeah, I think I've actually seen a little bit of something about that on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm just
And
reading off
it's
some of the guys, but I didn't get the right, get everyone info, but they are super scared by someone else of a gamer. What are you talking about?
I
Yeta Zeba means.
you dial zubbed. What the fuck is that? Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Peter Scully is the guy. Peter Gerard Scully.
I
He is an Australian convicted.
Yeah, I'm a little. I've got a lot of noise going on back here, so I might have to call the stream early. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. That and having more trouble trying to talk and do this at the same time. Again,
Yeah.
thanks everybody, and catch